Hi everyone, it's Carrie. Today I wanted to talk to you about my upcoming vacation. I'm planning on going to Florida, specifically Universal Studios, aka Harry Potter World, Epcot, and Clearwater Beach. Now I realize that I may have already offended some of you by mentioning Harry Potter, and I'm about to offend the rest of you. I personally don't like Harry Potter, but there's been so much hype about the Harry Potter section of Universal Studios that I just had to see it for myself. So I wanted to talk today specifically about traveling to theme parks and to give you a little bit of advice and a few of my tips. The number one tip that I would tell you is to get a great pair of walking shoes. You do not want to be miserable all day. I bought this pair in 2011 for a trip to Italy. I realize they're not the most attractive pair in the world, but they are extremely comfortable. This particular brand name, I believe it's pronounced Naut. It's spelled N-A-O-T. They're a great pair of shoes. They hold up very well. And as you can see, the sole on the bottom of them has a very interesting pattern. They're specifically made for walking on pavement, rough terrain. They're very comfortable, and trust me, after a day of standing on your feet for a long time and walking around on pavement, concrete, you want a pair of comfortable shoes. I would definitely suggest getting a pair. And if you do purchase a pair, get them a month or so or maybe even longer before your trip and walk around and break them in just to make sure they are going to be comfortable for you. The next thing I want to talk about is a backpack. Backpacks are great for storing any items that you may want to take around with you during the day. Souvenirs, your camera, a small umbrella. Backpacks are great, and depending on the size of your family, if it's just you, you'll want a smaller backpack. If you're packing for your children, a larger one would be warranted, so I would highly suggest taking a backpack. Now, another thing that I'm going to talk about are souvenirs. Do not get caught up in the excitement of being in the theme park and purchasing all kinds of souvenirs that you do not need or want. Now, I would suggest setting a budget and sticking with it. Now, I realize that there's probably absolutely nothing in the theme park that you absolutely need. It's just not there. However, you are going to want something to remember your trip by. So, I mean, obviously you are probably going to purchase some souvenirs. So just set your budget and stick to it. And don't get caught up in the hype of the stores. They want you to buy. And believe me, I have gotten caught up in there and purchased so many things. And when I get home, I'm like, why did I buy all of these things? So just be aware and go in, think about your purchase, and make sure that it is something that you want. Now, again, I would also say, specifically speaking of souvenirs, wait till the end of the day to purchase them. You don't want to carry around those souvenirs all day. They get quite heavy. Even if you have your backpack, the souvenirs get heavy and your back could start hurting. So just wait until the end of the day to purchase them. Also, some of the theme parks will ship the souvenirs to your hotel room. I don't know if there's a cost to this. Definitely ask about that. So if you do decide you want to purchase something earlier in the day, ask the theme park if they will ship it to your hotel and find out what the cost is. Now, another great tip, specifically for going to a theme park, and also this is geared to people who love riding rides such as myself, what you're going to want to do is head immediately. Well, first of all, you want to get to the theme park as soon as it opens. Then you're going to want to head immediately to the most popular ride in the theme park. This gives you the opportunity of riding that ride several times without any wait time. I have ridden several rides doing this 4 and 5 times in a period of 30 minutes. Now, if you waited later in the day, you're going to wait an hour for some of these rides. So that's a great tip, is to do the rides first, then look around later. Also, there's such a thing called, specifically at Disney, does fast passes. I highly suggest getting them. They're free with a park ticket. You just stick your ticket in this little box and out comes your fast pass. It will give you a time to come back later for that specific ride. Now, you do have to wait a certain period of time before they allow you to get another fast pass, but what you can do is go to one ride, get your fast pass, then head over to another ride and ride it, and then by the time your fast pass is ready, you can head back to that other ride. Now, I have been told that Universal Studios has something of this nature, and I definitely plan on checking that out for this trip. The next thing I want to talk about, and I'm specifically speaking to the ladies here, and their handbags. You want the best type of handbag, I would say, to take with you is a crossbody bag, a small crossbody bag that goes across your body. You do not want a bag that you specifically have to carry by the handles. You will be so uncomfortable if you have to hold it in your hand or on your forearm during the day. Make sure you take one that has at least a strap on it, preferably one that goes across your body. Also, keep in mind, a few other tips are don't be forced to make a purchase that you do not need to make. And what I mean by this is, for example, it is a good chance that it may rain on your trip. So you're going to want to take a small travel umbrella and not have to purchase one in the theme park, which is going to be very expensive. Also, depending on your location and the time of year that you're going, you might also want to take a jacket with you. Let me tell you, I went to Disney a couple years ago in the month of February, and I had been told that February is the best time to go, specifically to Orlando during this time. They have great weather, it's warm, it's nice. Let me tell you what happened. They had a rainy season, unseasonably rainy that month, at least that week that I was there, and cold. I had to buy a jacket in the theme park because I was not prepared for that. I listened to what I had been told, and they said they were going to have great weather, and unfortunately they didn't. So that is another tip. Make sure you do prepare for any type of unforeseen weather. So take at least a light jacket with you and an umbrella. And those are my tips for traveling to theme parks. Stay tuned for future videos. I plan on doing a whole series on cruising. I love to cruise, so stay tuned for those. And thank you so much for watching. And again, I'm Carrie. Bye-bye.